I've invested in dozens of different speculative crypto mining projects. In this video, I'm going to share exactly how I made $8,042 mining crypto in November of 2023. This is a monthly series where I track all my income from crypto mining and running crypto nodes, minus my current expenses such as electric and hosting costs, so I can share with you my net income for the month. This is the most profitable month in the 19 months I've been sharing this data with you, but I'm not trying to brag. I share this data with you every month so I can keep you up to date on the changes in profitability of the dozens of different crypto mining projects I've reviewed on this channel. You won't see this type of analysis from many other YouTubers out there. Stay tuned because later in the video, I'm going to share with you my refreshed return on investment analysis so you know which miners are currently the best ones to buy. But also remember, this isn't financial advice. Let's get on to the numbers. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it's been a great month with total revenue coming in at $8,042. That's up almost $5,000 versus October. A few projects are contributing to most of that gain. If you've watched many of my recent videos, you probably know which ones those are, but we'll get into that more in the analysis by project tab next. Expenses came in for the month at $1,384. It's basically flat versus October. My biggest expense is my hosting cost for my Bitcoin miners, which is $1,175 of that amount. Huge net income for the month, coming in at $6,658. It's amazing we went from the worst month ever 2 months ago to the best month ever this month. So congrats to everyone who stuck around through this bear market. I actually had to update these charts here at the bottom. I had to adjust the y-axis to fit this month's data in because these numbers were so high this month, which was a nice change to have to make. So next, let's look at the income by project. It does take me quite a bit of time each month to compile all this information for you. So if you enjoy this type of analysis, I really would appreciate it if you hit that like button. It really does help to support the channel. And if you want to get into projects before they blow up, like many have recently, consider subscribing as well. So I have these projects sorted from most to least profitable. I'll give some high-level commentary over each project. My number one project for the month, which many of you, if you follow this channel, probably already guessed what it was. It's my ETCMC nodes. I have 4 nodes. I have 1 of their plug-and-play nodes and 3 of their software licenses that I had installed on my various Fry miners. For the month, we earned a total of 1,550 tokens. I actually calculated the token yield the other day. I took a picture of each of my nodes on the 27th, and then on the same time on the 28th, took another picture and calculated the amount of earnings per day, and took that times 30 days, and we're getting a total monthly yield of 1,550 tokens. The ETC POW token has been on a tear this month, up over 337%, generating a total revenue for the month of just over $3,700. So that's huge so far. Congrats if you followed me in this project and watched my prior videos on my ETCMC nodes. One thing I want to mention is the ETCMC team recently made an announcement that they're enacting a 20% decrease in rewards effective December 1st to keep the project sustainable. I think that's a really good idea. I think this kind of profitability is definitely not sustainable long term. So nice to see a slight reduction in rewards and hopefully keep the rewards coming in for many more months. Number 2 projects of the month are my ETCMC NFTs. I added 20 more of these this month, bringing my total to 29. These NFTs give you a share of the ETCMC project's profits. I've been rolling in a lot of my profits from my ETCMC nodes into these NFTs, and I've gotten actually pretty lucky this month. I ended up minting 2 of their green emerald NFTs, which is the rarest NFTs, and it provides the highest profit distribution each month. Now these NFTs now cost 5 Ethereum Classic for each mint. That is up from 3.5 Ethereum Classic last month. I think as more NFTs are minted, the cost per mint is more. So right now 5 Ethereum Classic is about 90 bucks. Let me know if you want me to do a video on these, this membership and NFTs. I can put something together if there's enough interest from people. Next up is my Hivemapper dashcam. It's been a huge month for the Honey token, up over 600% for the month, so generating me a net income of $577 for the month. Now, I don't even really drive very much. It's average about 20 miles per day. If we look at my rewards over the past several months, I'm personally not selling any Honey tokens yet, so I've been constantly accumulating all my tokens that haven't sold anything. So I'm very happy with the price action we've seen out of the Honey token these past several months. I've been talking up Hivemapper for months now, so congrats to everyone who has gotten into this project early. Number 4 projects for the month are my Bitcoin miners. I have 6 S19 Pro 110 terahash Bitcoin miners. I have these hosted through BitCap hosting. I pay an 8.5 cent per kilowatt hour electric rate, so that's my expenses of $1,174 here. We saw the Bitcoin price move up once again this month, and that's really, I think, due to a lot of speculation that the Bitcoin ETF may be approved here at the beginning of 2024. But we also saw mining difficulty continue to increase, and that's a trend we've been seeing for years now. If the Bitcoin price does not substantially move up here before the Bitcoin halving next April, these miners will likely turn unprofitable again. I think there's a lot of misinformation out there in terms of how profitable Bitcoin mining currently is. I've seen several YouTubers post videos out there talking up Bitcoin mining like it's the best investment ever. And based on my experience so far, I've had some mixed results, considering doing a video kind of covering my experience with Bitcoin mining so far. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. Number 5 project for the month are my Flux nodes. I have 2 Nimbus, 1 Stratus, and some Flux staked on some various Titan nodes. The profitability of this is still quite low, but we did see a nice increase in the Flux token price this month, up over 44% for the month. So at least that's helping to keep these nodes profitable at this point. Next up are my pre-search nodes. I have 300,000 pre-search tokens staked across 40 nodes. I consolidated my nodes a few months ago to reduce my VPS hosting expenses. So I have these remaining 40 nodes hosted with Racknerd. Now on August 18th, pre-search team announced that they were reducing rewards effective September 1st. I've seen my rewards kind of fluctuate all over the place. Since then, my rewards for this month are down 11% after being up about 18% in October. Next up, we have my Fry miners. I have 4 of these. I have their bandwidth, indoor satellite, decibel, and weather miner. You see here are my daily earnings currently for each of those. We take that times 30, we're looking at total monthly earnings of 46,700 Fry tokens. I am actually selling my Fry tokens every few days. Based on my sales history so far, I'm at about a 60% to ROI on each of my Fry miners. Now, a couple announcements with Fry. I know they are currently testing their verification program, which if you sign up for that, you can potentially earn double Fry tokens in the future. So I'll be looking for that in the next several weeks. And I also know they're looking on implementing monthly payouts soon instead of daily reward payouts. I personally think that could potentially be a disaster because you could have tremendous sell pressure if everyone's receiving all their tokens on the same day and trying to sell them and there's no buyers. So we'll have to wait and see what the result of that is when they implement that in the next several months. Next up, we have my DIMO data miner. I have 2 of these. Both my devices are now on level 4. If we go to the rewards history, you can see here over the past several weeks, we've had consistent rewards for each of these. It's interesting to see this past week, we actually saw a slight bump up in rewards of 2.71%, whereas most weeks we're seeing a slight decrease as more and more devices get onto the network. The DIMO has been a great project for me so far, and I think everyone who's gotten into that project early, it's been extremely lucrative so far for us. Number 9 for the month is my HiFix GeoNet station. The Geo token had a tremendous month, up 47%. I've earned 24,000 Geo tokens to date. So for the month, we're earning 1,388 tokens. We're averaging about 48 tokens per day. Now this is with the triple band version, so I upgraded my device several months ago, so I'm earning some higher rewards. Next up, we have my phone farm. This mines the Varus coin. I currently have 32 phones connected to the phone farm. I actually ended up ordering some more phones last week. I saw some Black Friday sales, so I took advantage of those. So I've got more phones on the way, and I'll be installing those here in early December. So we should see an uptick in terms of the number of phones I'll be mining with a phone farm. The Varus coin had another tremendous month, up 182% for the month. I think there's some real high potential with these phone farms here in the future. I know a lot of people like to hate on phone farming and think it's stupid, but I think it's proving now that this could potentially be very lucrative in the future for everyone. Coming at number 11 are my STEPN NFT shoes. This is a move to earn project. I've been doing this for well over a year now. I basically walk, you get rewarded for walking each day. I actually sell my tokens every few days, and I convert it into Solana. And obviously Solana has been performing really well over the past several months, so that's helping to make this more worthwhile for me in the long run. Number 12 for the month are my Crank miners. I had two more miners that I installed this month. I installed them on my Bobcat miners. Those are helium miners that I was able to convert to crank, and now I'm dual mining crank and helium on each of those Bobcat miners. It was a tough month for the crank token, down 41%, but I still think there's some good long-term potential with this crank project, and I'll be sticking through with it. Number 13 for the month are my 3 iPolo G1 minis. I have all 3 of these solo mining. We had a really lucky month. We found 28 blocks. I'm actually selling these tokens as well. Every month or two, I go in and I sell my green tokens and convert them to Bitcoin. Coming number 14 is my Deeper Connect Mini. This is a decentralized VPN device. This has been a rough project for me over the past year and a half, almost 2 years I've been in it. Good performance of the coin this month, up 100%, but we're still way down on this project. So we'll be waiting and seeing. Maybe there'll be an out for this project at some point. Number 15 is my last gold shell box that's still profitable. At this point, I think almost every gold shell device out there is unprofitable. This is my gold shell Starcoin box. We did see a nice uptick in the Starcoin price this month, up 90%. But unfortunately, that caused the difficulty of mining Starcoin to jump for the month. So we had a little lower yield, but we'll take the $8 for the month. Coming at number 16 is my streamer node. Not much going on here. I have this hosted with FLUX, so minimal cost to run this each month. Number 17 is my Helium Bobcat 500. This is a 5G miner that earns the mobile token. The mobile token is up nicely this month. I finally got this device back online this month, so at least we're earning something again for this. Number 18 is my Helium Bobcat IoT miners. I have 5 of these. One of them is actually down, but the other 4 are basically earning almost nothing at this point. That's disappointing to see. Next, we have my Exa miner. This is still on testnet. At this point, I don't know if they're ever going to get off testnet. We've only using 175 gigabytes of space at this point, and it basically earns nothing. It's been a really awful project for the almost 2 years I've been in it, and basically earned almost nothing at this point. Next, we have Mapmetrics. They switched their token several months ago, so this is the new MMAP token. Based on what I've seen so far, there's not really a good price anywhere for this token. They do have a price listed and some transactions on their DEX, and it's showing the price is down 99% versus the prior price. So maybe this one's dead at this point. I'll give it a little more time, but it's not looking good for this Mapmetrics project. Next, we have WeatherXM. This is still on testnet. And they did make an announcement on Discord the other day that they're actually delaying their token launch. Originally, they were trying to get it in Q4 of 2023, but they've made the decision to do it in early 2024 because they've got a few important things they want to get done before the token launch. So I think that's always okay. If you're not ready, don't try to push something and end up being a disaster. Next, we have PiFi. PiFi delayed their token launch. It was originally supposed to be in the summer of 2023, and it's still TBD at this point. 23 Modus Mini, I'm still testing this one out. Let me know if you want me to do a video on this. This is similar to DIMO. I have this installed in my car, and I'm still doing some initial testing on this, but if there's enough interest, I could do a video on this Modus Mini. And finally, we have my FutureBit Apollo Bitcoin miner, which runs a full Bitcoin node. It's currently unprofitable, but I run it at home just to help support the Bitcoin network. Next, let's look at the ROI analysis for the month. Start off with the assumptions I'm making so we can level set. First, miner fair market value estimates are based on recent miner comparable miner sales from eBay. These are not my purchase costs, unfortunately. In almost all cases, I paid way more for these miners than you currently buy them for today. That's what happens in a bear market, right? Next, current month net income is my actual mining results less my expenses. Yours may be wildly different if you've got different electric expense or hosting costs. And then next is as a point in time on December 1st, 2023. Miner value and income amounts will vary over time as cryptocurrency prices change and mining difficulty changes. And finally, this is not financial advice. Don't use this as justification to purchase a miner or a node. So I have these sorted from break-even days from lowest to highest. And then I have an ROI rank over here and a color coding system in terms of my thoughts over each project. Green, I would consider top tier. Yellow, kind of iffy on based on sustainability of the project and the profitability of the projects. And then red are projects I would stay away from at this point. I'll give some high level commentary over several of these and we'll move on. Number one, project in terms of ROI, you guessed it, is the ETCMC nodes. At a break-even days of 8 days, that is ridiculously short. I've never seen a project so profitable and with such a short break-even. So you have $250 on a compatible computer and an hour or two to install it. It may be in your best interest to check this one out. Now, this doesn't account for the 20% reduction in the rewards that's going to be effective here on December 1st. So really that break-even days is probably going to be closer to 10 days at this point, which is still extremely lucrative. They also have their plug-and-play node. I can get you a small discount on that. I'll put links in the description for any discounts we have on any of these miners, so you can save a few bucks if you want to purchase some miners. Number 2 is the HiveMapper Dashcam. I've been talking up this project for months now. Hopefully you're already in this, and if not, I don't think it's too late. This is drive to earn and location dependent, so the more you drive, the more you can earn, but it's been a super lucrative project for me so far, so I think you should consider getting into HiveMapper. Number 3, the ETCMC NFTs. This has also been quite lucrative so far for me. Now the price for minting these random NFTs has gone up as more and more people are getting into this. So you're looking at a cost of about 94 bucks at this point to purchase an NFT. It is a random mint, so you're kind of luck of the draw in terms of which ones you're going to draw. Number 4, the DIMO data miner. If you followed this video over the past year, you know I've been wildly bullish on DIMO, so it's been quite lucrative so far. The DIMO token is down a little bit over the past several months, but I think there's still some great long-term potential with DIMO. Number 5, the Fry miners. These are nice plug-and-play miners. They're relatively low cost compared to a lot of other miners out there, and they do have a pretty nice return at this point. I was iffy about between green and yellow with Fry miners because I have heard some concerns people have had with troubleshooting their miners and not getting help from the Fry team. Hopefully that's not the case for a lot of people. My personal experience, I've had some issues, but I've always been able to find updates and stuff on Discord in terms of how to fix my devices. Number 6 is the HiFix GeoNet station. This has been also a pretty profitable miner for me so far. The one bad thing about it is a little pricey, coming in at $700. I know they did have a Black Friday sale going on, so hopefully you may have picked that up during that sale. I don't know if that sale is still going on, but it is a little pricier, but it's nice. It's a fun project I've been involved in so far. Next, we got Step-In NFT shoes. Now, this one's kind of iffy. If you walk a lot, it may be a fun project to get into, but it's not super lucrative unless you have a bunch of shoes and you're really committed to constantly walking every day. Next, Phone Farm. As many of you have watched my phone farm videos, I think phone farming is a great way to use phones, especially if you already have a phone laying around, an old Android phone. It may be fun to get involved with phone farming. It's not going to be super lucrative. You're not going to be able to retire off phone farming, but I think it is a fun project to get involved with, especially if you don't have a lot of capital or you're just new to cryptocurrency mining. Next, we have Crank. Crank I've got as yellow here just because the coin has really not performed very well at this point. And I know their beta 2.0 is currently closed, but I believe they are opening up a full onboarding here in the next month or two. So look for that if you're looking to repurposing your helium miners onto Crank. I would not go out and buy new devices, but if you have a device, it may be a good choice to be able to repurpose your helium miner and dual mine helium and Crank. Next, we have the iPolo G1 Minis. These have been a great ASIC for me so far. I think it's still a little pricey at this point in terms of how much you got to pay for them, 200 bucks, with the yield being relatively low at this point, but it's still an interesting mining project for me. Next, we have Bitcoin mining. I think there's some considerable risk jumping into Bitcoin mining right now, especially right before the halving, especially with other companies really diving right into Bitcoin mining at much lower rates than you can currently get hosted with. So I would have some reservations about jumping into Bitcoin mining at this point. I think it's a huge capital outlay. I think I should do a video covering Bitcoin mining to kind of level set people's expectations in terms of costs and profitabilities going forward. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, but that does not necessarily mean you should be jumping in trying to mine Bitcoin at this point. And then finally, these last bottom miners here, we either got as red or really lower tier projects at this point I would stay away from, either due to the low yield or the unprofitability at this point. And finally, here at the bottom, we've got our testnet projects, which are real speculative at this point. It's to be seen whether or not those will be largely profitable in the future. But a lot of times getting into projects while they're still on testnet is where they can be super lucrative. DIMO, for example. Let me know in the comments what mining or node projects I'm missing from my list. A lot of times I get the best ideas from people commenting on my videos, so thank you for that. If you're interested in winning a free hardware wallet, check out this video over here. Thanks for watching.